me, it's sunshine in downtown Fort Worth, but storm clouds currently to start lower round 3. We got Orlando Pirates, and then on the other side, we got Gaimin Gladiators. This one is going to be interesting.
A lot of tension for both teams here in the first elimination match of the day. Hopefully they can settle in quickly, but yes, split for everybody at home, and there are some good questions to ask here. How do Gladiators handle Pirates? How do Pirates handle that defensive Gladiators? You know, they did look pretty outpaced versus Dignitas over on the Gladiator side, but at the same time, obviously, working within the constraints that you have. And they certainly didn't look that slow per se. It's just a matter of the clear game for them here versus Pirates. Can they get that going and get more offense going as Pirates almost able to open it up with a ball off the crossbar?
We opened up with the stat card to begin this series. Both teams relatively equal across the board, around 9 shots per game, couple of demos as well, but very interesting to say the least, as that one rings around the top bar. A couple of shots early between both sides, but I think the desk hit on it perfectly. Snowy shooting around 40% from the field. He is going to be an X factor.
Certainly a nice early push from Gladiators here. Down to Com, and actually that's going to work out perfectly. I think he gave Max Yu a little boost up over the last man. Definitely threw the Pirates for a loop.
I love the confidence off the ceiling, using it as a third man, and great reset over Snowy. Last defender beat. Quick response, quick aggression. Gladiators needed something to get on the board. Both these teams, again, in the lower round. But look at Orlando Pirates. This is a squad that's 0-8. They have yet to win a single game in these best-of-7s. Can they find it here? With that demo, you could be looking at a 2-0 lead for Gladiators.
A lot of faith over from people on the desk and those at home. Definitely thinking Snowy has it in him to get something started here. And currently, Gladiators definitely controlling a decent amount of the pitch, finally getting pushed back into their own half, but that clear game that you were worried about maybe coming into today, could they get it started? Certainly no issues early on here versus Pirates.
No, absolutely not. A couple of double commits, but it's been cheeky ones at that clear the ball to the opposite side, and we'll follow into the POV of Darth as he circles back out for rotation. We'll grab boost, and with that, the counterattack begins. Gladiators pressing right back up. Great fake around, and a good angle from Axu to make it 2-0.
Have to come back and look at this. I think they probably could have got this clear skill steal. Not able to reach it, but yeah, I think Darth maybe got a little misdirected there by Com. Definitely thinking he was going to be shooting that one towards the net, and Com just hit it back post and expecting something else. Again, a little misdirection from Gladiators, throws off the scent of Pirates. They find themselves down too early.
And they haven't wasted a lot of time on their rotations down the field, getting the ball right up the gut and immediately setting up for a 2-0-1 play just to potentially bait a defender into the front of the box. They found some of those infield passes very quickly. Good recovery on the back line into the blue half. Now make it pass across midfield as Maxi will take it towards the back wall. It will be there. Commentator was there as well. LCT now falling back into the play. If you're Pirates coming into game 1, what's one of the ways you can slow down a lot of the speed of Gladiators, knowing how quickly this team plays?
You're definitely scratching your head a little bit. Common position there, forcing Pirates to stay honest on the backboard and not just give up an open shot, but if you're looking to get back in this one, obviously my favorite thing is possession of the ball. That definitely gets you back into it, forces them to come and take the ball away from you. So start by trapping the ball on the ground, or you can get those light touches in the midfield, as that's a great block from Commutator. Maybe one into the midfield with a little help, unfortunately. Actually, Maxi has a chance. Everybody missing there in front of the box, and this is a great trap from Snowy. This is what you need right here. You have to force them to come take the ball from you.
That's a good 50 to hopefully get it back towards midfield. It will. Snowy just going to kick it towards the side. So now it's a foot race towards the ball, but it should be possessions for Gladiators. They continue to win some of these 50s at the midfield line, which has killed more and more time off the clock here in game 1. For Gladiators, they are back-to-back spring regional champions, and Snowy, who has one of the best shooting percentages on the field, finally finds Pirates a goal.
Gonna cut the lead in half. Max Yu definitely caught, stuck here on the goal line. Com actually gave that a pretty good look, blocked off a lot, but so much power that close. Max Yu unable to react. 2-1, Pirates working their way back in here with 2 minutes left. A lot of time to find an equalizer.
Top 16 in London for the Gladiators. On the other side for Pirates, first in spring regional #1, and the runner-ups ever. And Maxi making him punish off the kickoff.
Get it right back. Couldn't save the last one, so he'll make this one unsavable for Pirates. Up early too. Snowy trying to figure out where that shot's going. Elected to commit to that top left corner. Maxi adjusting beautifully, going down on the lower left-hand side. Take it away from him. A great place shot.
And Gladiators have picked their choices on the net early on in game 1. Lower left, dead center, far right post. They've had their opportunities. They made the most of it. This is the team that's been through the gauntlet. They had a tough matchup against Dignitas earlier to start the weekend. It's a tall task for anybody, but they've certainly handled it with poise and confidence, and now moving into this. looking to get their first series win. Another 50 by Maxu to try to get it back towards midfield. Skill Steal will slow it, leaving on a potential pass, but it gets cut down quickly and conceding back towards their own goal line. Boost and resources will be here for Gladiators, looking for a clear, and they should find it.
And here with a minute 30 left for Pirates, you're really just trying to make sure that even if you don't score a goal, you've at least got control of the game. You wouldn't like to allow any more shots on target. You'd like to at least demonstrate that you've kind of figured out what the Gladiators' approach is. LCT going to delay that one, and here they are indeed pressing quite heavily here on the orange side, or on the blue side, excuse me. And if they find something in the back of the net, there's still a lot of time to maybe find an equalizer. Snowy towards the backboard, getting in around LCT with a little bit of help out of the corner here. Unfortunately, they rotated all the way out to the midfield line. Couldn't steal a boost in the corner there. Probably wasn't up. Pirates having to go back and spend a little more time trying to break through.
I mean, his lone pinch just pulled two defenders out anyway, and a great touch through the corner. His skill steal will absolutely do that one away.
I think, yeah, it's Commutator. He gets stuck on the near post here. Only has 7 boosts. Can't really go up and fight for it. Victim of circumstance. And finally, Pirates able to find a way back again, but haven't held the lead or even really tied, except at 0-0. So 51 seconds. Pirates need to hold on to this level of pressure. Try and find an equalizer.
Tumultuous waters ahead for the Pirates, but set those sails to the high seas because right now they're down by a goal. And for Gladiators, it's going to take a full team effort to slow this push. We'll call it a backflip as Darth tries to play it around the bend. And then both teams vying for a possession at midfield, but another great corner and a great shot as well. It's now a tie ball game. The midfield pressure for Pirates does not let up.
Massive shot from Snowy. Great throw off the wall as well from Skill Steal, taking it away from everybody on Gladiators, who was definitely headed towards that side to play that challenge as the ball headed up the wall. Didn't even let it get that far, just pumped it right back into the middle. Really nice idea, and they get a good equalizer out of it.
They've been using a lot of those corners in these past 2 possessions, really trying to pop the ball high for a pass. Maxu potentially found the opening lead as the equalizer came in with around 30 seconds to play. A bullet towards the back wall, quickly cut down. Another shot, Darth will save it, and kicks it to the side. Dished out to Snowy, looking for the shovel pass. Skill Steal's there, the redirect, it's alive towards the backboard. A dangerous waterfall and a clear towards midfield. Darth now circling through his own goal line, and Snowy will be there for support. The Guardian Angel can keep this one alive. Only 20 boost. He's going to carry it down to LCT. He will block. Back to midfield we go. Is anyone going to keep it up? Yes.
Okay.
Commutator there. LCT on target. Oh, it just touches the ground.
Oh, I thought they had it. Calm following through. I thought maybe. Oh, wait. Okay, I was about to say, LCT, you got to come up with a save here. But overtime, Gladiators also close to securing game 1. Maxu trying to close it out early. The flip reset going to push it. What? No! Not like this! An iota of power in LCT!
Finds a miracle goal here in game 1.
Oh, Snowy thinking LCT wasn't going to be able to actually get all the way back to the ball, and he somehow found a tip back in front of the net. Snowy was headed out, comes off the wrong side of the car, and Gladiators going to walk away the victors in game 1. And to be honest, they held a pretty healthy amount of pressure throughout the course of that game. Really just the final minute, Pirates started to find their footing, but unfortunate happening there at the end of overtime. Snowy caught kind of his hand in the cookie jar, ready to go a little too soon.
I mean, impressive response from Pirates late, down 2 goals. Gladiators keeping their composure, and we've seen this team do it before. Even when they had a strong finish, I would say, towards Dig. Granted, the series didn't go their way, but they started to get some things going. Gladiators did a very good job of keeping the composure high and the vibes as well, and you can see it in the face cams in our Mobile One High Performance replay. They did a fantastic job of finding one another on the midfield, and it seems that it just kind of came together in the end with that lucky goal in OT.
Great opening game from Gladiators and Pirates. It was good to see Pirates at least get settled back in there, but we were really wondering, okay, what are Gladiators going to be able to do after their first couple of games here? Kind of been struggling to get anything going, so for them to come out here and really set the pace of play in game 1 definitely bodes well for them, and also good for Pirates to be like, okay, yeah, kind of getting rocked a little bit earlier.
Sure.
Stabled out, found a way to get into overtime, and game 1, I think, had a lot of good things for both teams, and I'm curious to see how game 2 shows up, because if Pirates start out how they closed out regulation, Gladiators may have to play a bit more defense.
I think it's the best way to put it. It's much more of a chess match in game 1, and for both these teams, positive results for sure, things to take away. Going into Aquadome, it's anybody's series, only 1 game down. Pirates still looking for their first win. So close to that game 1, just couldn't find that late surge. But will it change here? Into the Aquadome we go. A 1-0 lead for Gladiators. If you're just joining us, welcome into day number 3 of the Wildcard, first match of the day.
Oh, nice.
Another great kickoff. Great flip as well to save it away.
The placement on target for both teams has generally been pretty excellent, considering the positioning of people on the goal line. Is that one actually going to throw a lot of people for a loop? The physicality as well on the goal line, forcing skill steal, great fake, throw off. The Gladiators approach there, and Snowy's going to need a little bit of help. Everyone's just trying to figure out on the Pirate side how they're going to get out of their own half, and they just manage it around LCT at the midfield line.
And we've seen this before where Pirates have great resource management at midfield, and they keep the offense circling through one at a time for about 30 seconds to a minute. They keep that going. That's dangerous.
Right back
there comes LCT. Great block. And a 50 win that'll keep this at 0-0.
Just missing the pinch clear. Pirates going to be out of position here. They're going to have to wait a few moments and just delay to see if they can reset themselves. And LCT wisely out to the side of the pitch just to try and get possession back. And he's actually through almost everybody. The physicality comes through the other way. Gladiators trying to get really aggressive and way in front of that ball to make it as easy as possible, but they lose the support player to the demo and have to give up the ground.
Well, these 3 demos will at least get them back towards midfield, a semblance of an offense that could begin through that boost control. As so far, it really has been that, but these 50s have been so deadly. LCT trying to put it away. Defense standing strong for Pirates, putting a hand up, getting up to meet the challenge. Darth keeping it on the ground. There's a bump out, and that bump opens up the net.
Absolute money for Darth. Top shelf, as we like to say. Great catch here on the side and timing it well. Calm again, getting pressured on the goal line there. Has to jump early, take his best guess, and unfortunately, he can't save the whole net. Well-placed ball sneaks through.
Great start from Pirates. Now it's up to Gladiators to make the response. Off the kickoff again. The orange team will find possession. They'll try to keep it here. Pass to skill steal. It's going to be off target, but enough in a vicinity for Snowy to recover nicely. Not a lot of boost here. Still, the presence for Pirates at midfield has been huge in this series so far. Let's see if they can continue it as LCT looks for the touch. Won't be there. That's off target. Oh, just barely. Off the top bar. Dangerous as ever. And 2 will commit, but they will get the clear.
Darth was in position right there, and I think he was considering trying to add a little bit of extra pressure, but he only had about 30 boost, and I think he thought a little bit too much about it. Was thinking, I don't know if 30 is enough to really go up and try and score that one, so elected to play a little bit safer in the midfield. That's what's got Gladiators kind of out of their own half here to try and find an equalizer. Just a little bit of hesitation there at the Pirates midfield line as Commutator goes right over one. LCT having to dodge a demo and make a nice save.
We've seen a couple of interesting challenges one-on-one at midfield where Pirates have popped the ball right over the first defender and they're not getting challenged on the second touch. It's going to be difficult to stop the transition if you can't slow the play down. LCT will miss it. Now you try to corral this ball on your own side of the field. Luckily, Commutator was there to punch it free. But still, not a lot of strong possessions and progression downfield for Gladiators. We're looking for them to at least hold on a little bit longer.
All the product of that boost control out of the midfield line from Pirates right now is Max Hughes trying to figure this one out. Unfortunately, Darth is able to squeeze one around the backside of the defense. And Pirates going to go up 2 here. This is an awkward ball to try and handle. I mean, that's a good line for Max Hughes. He just thought that the shot was going to go straight towards net instead of get kicked out to the back post. And kind of just overdove it a little bit, and Pirates going to capitalize again.
Ball came down sharply off the lip, and I think Commutator was expecting it to be a little bit slower. Regardless, that 2-0 lead is daunting with only 2 minutes to play. There hasn't been a lot of offense for Gladiators. Not just, you know, the shot percentage, but looking at
the pressure.
Sustained drives down the field for sure.
Yeah, the pressure from Pirates in the midfield definitely excellent here in this. Oh, and another shot to the back post. That's been the absolute moneymaker for him here in game 2. I believe that's 3 behind the defense of Gladiators, and Snowy and Skillsteel just figuring out where to put that one. LCT, again, he's got to cover a lot of that middle of the net, and you definitely feel the strong urge to defend that near post because that's the most direct line, and goes forward a few feet, and just like that, out of position at the back post. It's been great placement again from Pirates here in game 2.
And if it's not Skillsteel, it'll be Snowy on the rebound, who can put another shot towards the net. LCT having to deal with a lot. Needs help from the rest of his team defensively, and they need to find something. They want to keep this game going. Maxi trying everything he can to extend it around the circle, but it just won't be there through the corner. Pressure from LCT off the ceiling. Oh, what a way to get your first goal.
LCT going to keep him back into this one. Huge read on the challenge. Great recovery on the ceiling, and to make matters even better, huge finish down towards the bottom of the net. If you put that towards the top, that probably gets cleared away, so LCT, big goal.
And they don't waste a lot of time on the kickoff. They get themselves right upfield, find a goal. Entirely doable. And is this where Gladiators come alive? There was a center, but nobody else was around. You're out for rotation. The boost should be there. And now with these resources, now's the time to press. Commutator burning a lot. He'll get to the corner, alive, great pass, quickly cut down. Pirates reading that exchange.
Yeah, LCT definitely,
no.
Now the idea was to pinch it across the net, to bring it back to the opposite corner here. Little misexecution from Com. It's not a bad idea, but it was in such an awkward place where that ball was landing, kind of right on that lip, and the timing needs to be perfect to execute that pinch across, and just a little bit off, and that's what happens. Just dribbles right in front, and Pirates jumped all over it. Probably put game 2 out of reach. Good save from LCT, but 3 goals in a minute now feels a lot more of an ask for Gladiators than it did just a few seconds ago.
You know, for a lot of teams this week, for the entire tournament, it's all about, obviously, who makes the most minimal mistakes, but it's small moments like that that can feel so overwhelming, where you can't afford to give up a bad pinch on your own goal line. A 3-1 game versus a 4-1 is a very different story. With only around 36 seconds to go, they need to make a drive happen within the next 5 or 6. Maxi off the side wall. Oh, wait.
Okay.
Looking for the dunk. It was set up nicely, just couldn't convert.
It was the extra height on the musty flip where you're thinking, okay, this actually has a bit more of a chance than you initially think with how flat it was. And good setup for Maxiu, but finally a little bit of pressure here on the orange side for Gladiators. In general, this game 2 wasn't particularly poor played from Gladiators. I think it was just a much better looking game from Pirates in general.
Yeah.
The control out of the midfield throughout the course of this game was just phenomenal. I mean, it was tough for them to get anything, and they will score 1 at 0 seconds. LCT will collect. Unfortunately, it was just too little too late. Had a couple of good looks, but triple commit there from Pirates on the goal line. Yeah, you should probably get scored on for that. But they don't care about that. They were up by 3.
I mean, we could put a microscope on some of the small whiffs at midfield, but why bother when clearly Gladiators have looked a little bit more comfortable in that game too. I think that even with the loss, there are things moving in the right direction for Gladiators. And for Pirates, it's their first win here at the Wildcard.
Yeah.
They're now 1-9, but still, a win is a win, and you will take that.
That was a great first win. You couldn't ask for anything better. I mean, when you've got that level of control, what is that, 5, 9, 11 shots to 7 for Gladiators. And again, there was some sporadic offense throughout, but in general, not a lot of sustained pressure from Gladiators. That goes back to how well Pirates were playing in general in the midfield. A lot of boost control on those midfield 100 boost pads to prevent Gladiators collecting a lot of boost to really work with, and they had to spend a lot of time moving back and forth across on their own side, trying to find the clears, and made it quite difficult for them for that level of control. Add on to the fact that they were placing the ball that well around the defense. Pirates definitely deserve to win this one here.
Yeah, I mean, the amount of shots they were able to take, especially on the offensive third, was a lot to handle for Gladiators, but on the other side, LCT looking great at midfield with the dominance. Maxu and Commutator doing a great job facilitating for one another. The passes were there. Sometimes it just came down to extending the play. And when we talked a little bit about the battle of the first, second, and third touch, oftentimes it was Pirates popping the ball over the first defender and getting down in an advantage where they had a 2-on-1 situation towards the net. It's going to be a lot easier to find that infield pass when you have those numbers.
And you do have to say, I like the idea of how Commutator wants to play in this one. You do come in as the sub, and there's a lot to ask, obviously. You know that you're not the starting man for this team in any normal circumstance, so to get asked to come in here into the World Championship and do the best you can, I respect the idea that he's playing as aggressively as he is. I mean, it's so easy to just sit back there on your back line and kind of think, I'll let Maxiu and LCT try and go do their thing, but even if he's not connecting on everything he's going for, the level of aggression that he's trying to bring, I think, is a good thing, because it shows that they have a system and he's not afraid to try and contribute to it, and I like that idea.
Off the opening kickoff, a couple double commits, but nothing too bad. We've traded possessions back and forth. Seen a bit of fanfare in the start of both these games, but as of now, a tie series and a quick goal.
You see it coming. Com just rips this one towards the open backboard, and that's a tough one to handle for Darth and Snowy. No one can even really get a hand on it. Maxiu trying to pick his place. To be honest, it wasn't the easiest shot to actually execute on. There were a couple people in the goal coming, and they could see the line his car was taking, so the fact that he still squeezed that one through the defense, great shot.
And a powerful infield pass. Seen a couple of those as the series has progressed. Skill still try to slow it, and Snowy will find one at Darth at midfield. Tough shot, it's right behind the defender, and it's a tie ball game.
Maxiu, a lot to ask here. I mean, this is a great win here in the midfield from Snowy, just beating out Com to the ball, and Darth, that's a tough one to read, because it looks like he's going to be going across. The ball's going to be going in the same direction that his car is headed, and he just delays that flip a little bit, and hits it with pace, too, all the way back behind Maxiu again, so placement, placement, placement for the Pirates. That's what's finding them the back of the net.
Ooh, dangerous. But I think this is safe to say this is the closest this series has been early on in a game. Tied up 1-1, both teams getting their opportunities. Another infield pass. Is that just going to skate through? I mean, it might.
This one's tough. Pirates, I think, we got to see what happens. He's trying to steal boost in the corner, and unfortunately, it's not there. So when that boost isn't there, he's trying to take the most direct path to the next 100 boost pad, which is the midfield. And so instead of following this curve back down the middle of the pitch or on one of the sides with all those 12 boost pads, he elects to go for the midfield, and unfortunately, that leaves that back post shot all the way open. Ooh. Pirates jumped all over it. Gladiators still trying to find a nice equalizer off this kickoff, and they just may do it here with Max Yu, the flip reset, and Darth just going to get in his face and take it away.
They've really reestablished that midfield presence, and Gladiators more than comfortable send 2 up at a time. Rotation has been there. Boost control as well. Max Yu winning a 50, and they'll play it through the corner. Now he has resources here. Looking for the center around. It will be there. The bounce pass now will have to be recovered nicely by Com. He'll throw it towards the backboard. Quickly read and dealt with. Snowy on a 1-2 give and go to Darth. And LCT cuts it down again, but Darth overextends through the back. Looking for physicality to come through.
Got to get there. Close call for Gladiators. If they don't make that block right there, they probably get bunched into their own half. And Com just trying to find a bump in the midfield to open up a little extra space, and excellent recovery on the backboard to get a touch out to safety.
A goal and 2 shots now for Snowy. It's a 2-1 lead for the moment. Things could change as LCT trying to regroup to the backboard, but the rebound, second touch on around target. We'll put it there. We'll give him a half attempt.
Oh, I thought they were going to be able to actually squeeze that one by Snowy, but fortunately just didn't catch it cleanly off that pass. And Gladiators again, seeing if they can set up some of this extended stay, but that's what you were talking about in the middle of the last game, Spaceman. Just really struggling to find the follow-ups when they actually get onto the offense side. There's a couple of good sporadic pushes, but it's staying there for extended times. It's been a little bit of a tough ask for Gladiators so far.
I mean, they're having to burn so much boost to take these aerials. Commentator was looking for the bump in the net. I think he might have found it, but it just didn't convert to anything. Possession still here. Oh my, it's a rebound in front of the box. It should be good. It will be, as Snowy makes it a 2-goal lead.
This is a really nice play from Skill Steal. He knows it's the 1-on-2, and he knows LCT is going to have to make a play on the ball. So he's literally just got this ball on a very slow roll. He knows he's not under pressure of getting demoed. He's going to force LCT to show his hand, and as soon as LCT jumps, he tries to drive his car down the middle of that ball to just go straight through that challenge. And even if he didn't score, the likelihood he was going to have a teammate in position there was very high. That was very well executed from Pirates on the 1-on-2.
I love the creativity we're seeing from Gladiators now, trying to change things up, but the pinch has to be met with, and it will be. And now foot race towards the corner. 2 will commit. The musty towards the backboard. Trying to maintain possession now and pressure for Gladiators. They have a lot of boost to work with here, as Commentator has 88, but they also have that midfield rotation, so
nice.
No way they get caught again. It's going to be off the top bar. Follow-up should be there. It's blocked, saved. Maxi will clear it away to LCT. Now on the wing, towards the opposite side. Couple of big challenges, but Pirates yet again deal with the pressure.
Max Yu, huge defensive stop there. I mean, he was getting pressured of getting demoed in the net, and if he had, they probably concede a 4th goal there. So to keep that one out by driving around the net, making the clear out to the side, definitely keeps Gladiators in this one, especially if it finds the net. Commentator's going to score one. They get him right back into the mix.
It was Skill Steal who sets it up. Patient as ever from Commutator. And he had to go far right post. There is no other option, and he placed it perfectly.
Great shot. Keep Gladiators in it. Minute 13, anything can happen at this point. Gladiators in general, you pointed it out a few times, have had a fairly solid kickoff in terms of getting them pressure. See if they make a little magic here. There it is for LCT, and Darth is the one back with a little help from Snowy to get it out to safety.
Now what do you do if you're Pirates? Maybe the physicality is the one thing. That demo, numbers advantage, and a goal.
Max Yu tried his best. He knew he was about to be under a lot of pressure here in the goal with that demo from Skill Steal, but the touch off the backboard from Darth. That is how it goes from a they may make the stop to, okay, now it's a high percentage chance. You put Max Yu under the pressure on the net, say you got to dodge me and make a tough stop. And unfortunately, when the follow through from Pirates is as solid as it is, pretty easy one to place, and they capitalize one more time.
There's another kickoff win for Gladiators. Still a bunch of time to make something happen. It's got to be cleaner possessions, though. Quick 50s have gone the way of Pirates that have stalled this play out and continue to do so. A Skill Steal, one-on-one, killing the ball towards the side wall. He'll now take possession. Advantage back to midfield for Pirates. LCT following in. Gladiators looking for extra numbers into the play as Maxi will try to slow it down to a pass. The Dangerous wanted that. Commentator taking point. Was looking for the escape. It won't be there. Only 7 seconds. And that will do it for game number 3. Pirates going to be up 2-1 in the series. Back and forth of this series has been. It started off about as much of a tug of war as we would have expected. Both teams hit their stride, but in the end, the offense for Pirates and the aggression was a little bit too much. Yeah,
that I think was the big separator here in this one. The physicality from Pirates opened up a lot of opportunities, and the execution on the follow-up really got this one through. And again, that placement from Pirates, shots to those back posts. Gladiators going to have to figure out how they want to handle those going into these next couple of games. Again, Gladiators doing a nice job keeping themselves in these sets. It's not like they're out here getting dunked on consistently in this series. It's really just a matter of, okay, can we handle the amount of physicality that's coming our way? Can we try and have a few more extended plays? And here in the Mobile One High Performance Replay, that's what we're talking about, that touch off the backboard when they see that open space, the follow through into the net to put the last man under a lot of pressure. And that's been the hardest part for Gladiators to handle on defense.
And Gladiators, a team that's always handled what's in front of them. One of the strongest, if not the strongest, teams from APAC South. They know what the challenge is ahead. They know what they have to do to win this series. For Pirates, started hit a bit of cruise control when they had that lead. And I think that, again, a lot of their 50s defensively is what killed some of those kickoffs for Gladiators. Gladiators would win the kickoff, try to go upfield, and then they're immediately met by a flurry of extra challenges, where all of a sudden Pirates then have possession back, and you're thinking, well, our counterattack completely dies.
And that is a product of Pirates having at least a 2-goal lead for a most part of the game. They know they don't have to play a super aggressive challenge where they're trying to win one ball and also have a person downfield to try and make sure they can set up offense. They have the luxury when they're in those situations to be a little more conservative with their approach on defense, as that is, again, the bump on Maxiu on the goal. How do you find a way through it? Pirates, it's the old adage, off the wall, get the bump, score the goal.
You don't often see a box out that basically stalls both players, but another kickoff win and Pirates will take it.
So good from Pirates. Want to know how to execute. When you're seeing your opponents leave the backboard open a lot, come back and watch this series.
Looking to push the pace of play as Gladiators will try to get back to midfield. They'll do so.
Oh,
Maxiu
no.
can't win the 50, and that one is way downfield.
This is just unlucky. I mean, Maxiu, he tries to come down here and wants to grab the boost. He ends up missing it, and so he kind of has to make this awkward adjustment on the ball, leads to a very weak challenge angle, and Pirates kind of noticed that he missed that boost and was going to be a little out of position, jumped all over it. But at the same time, they got a little bit lucky that it went straight into the net.
I guess silver lining is it's within the first 30 seconds. You can work off this no problem.
Yeah.
But I think you will need to see the offense we saw in the start of game number 3 and the end of game number 2 to get rolling for Gladiators, because right now, again, looking to get themselves tied up in the series, currently down a game. We are guaranteed at least 5. And Snowy wins another huge 50. That's been just the theme for this Pirates roster. 50 win after win. Dangerous off the backboard. Darth popping it high.
There we go.
Potential chance for the extension, but quickly cleared away. And LCT was looking for the touch. It won't be there. Snowy will have it for the moment. One bump in front. Skill steal. It circles around dangerously. This should be a clear to the corner, but how long will it last?
That was great communication from Pirates. Even if it didn't result in a goal, the fact that they were willing to let that ball come down, force the dribble because you've only got 20 boost and you know you can't score it, but they catch Commutator. I think he was headed out to challenge this ball in the corner, and then it just kicked straight into the middle for him. So I think he was trying to support LCT, and that's just unlucky again. Just not able to follow that one. You can't really fault him. I mean, what are you going to do? Just kick straight middle and you get caught out.
Just a half second behind sometimes, but these 50s have been brutal from the Pirates every single time. Gladiators try to make a push upfield, they're getting beat. But now's the time to turn things around. Maxi will win the big challenge. Gives it to Commutator, leaves it on a roller towards the left post. Dealt with by Pirates, but the aggression beginning and Gladiators pressing the issue.
I've been really enjoying the pace change-ups that Pirates are willing to do, especially here in Game 4. I was talking about it when they were starting to pressure that Gladiators net, but communication they have between each other seems to be thriving when they get on offense. Huge shot from LCT. Oh, mama, what a throw into the middle.
Woo! Don't see that every day. The pass, the redirect, my goodness.
Oh, and Maxiu's up early too. He's like, you guys are not saving this one. This one's going in the back.
You need a spark.
You need
That's
something.
the spark right there.
You do have a lot of time because you do start to get a little worried when you're down 3 and you've got 3.5 minutes to go and you're like, oh boy, this one may get away from us, almost able to jam it in and get themselves back within 1. They actually still might do it, pass down in front. Snowy up early on the defense to make sure that that one finds its safety in the midfield, but Gladiators, big burst of energy here to try and get themselves back in it.
Gladiators just went into maximum overdrive all of a sudden, and the pressure has been paying off. Dividends being earned, down by just 2. Chip shot towards the side wall, kept it toward the back wall. Maxu following in, a chance from LCT. It's just off the top bar, and it's still alive. We're looking for these extra challenges in the 50s, though they have been there for Pirates. It hasn't been enough to slow the offense. Still alive.
Oh, nice.
Maxu right inside the box and cuts down the offensive third to find the goal.
Great takeaway for Maxu here towards the net. Nice enough stop from Darth, and this one you're thinking, oh, Snowy's got this one. Maxu's recovered, though. We'll just chip it around him. Great redirect. Gladiators are very close to executing on some of this physicality that the Pirates have been throwing at them, and if they start connecting on those demos, I totally expect more spots to open up.
And they finally started winning some of the rebounds, and it's paid off, but right again, Darth, from the elbow. There's a demo. A chance now for Gladiators to stall this one out and slow the push from Pirates, but it will be denied for the moment. Conceding the midfield line, Pirates fall back into transition, and Maxu will fly up to meet the ball. Another huge 50 kills the play.
Maxi was trying to score that one from the side there. He's absolutely feeling it. And Gladiators, you've done a great job to get back in, but this is the situation you've been in the past 2 games now, where you found a way back in, but this is the first time where you've really had the time to try and take advantage of it. I would love to see them find their way back into a second overtime here. But do they have the chops to break down that defense? Commutator almost able to get back to the second touch, and Darth's going to recognize he's got the time and just pump that one to the other side.
And once they win possession, you're seeing players split off from Pirates. They're looking for that infield pass. But LCT, what a redirect, what a read. He's back. It's 3-3.
Skill steal on the goal line, trying to figure out how to handle this bounce. I mean, good luck, no chance. Just popped it straight over his head and shake your head. Say, yeah, nice shot, fair enough.
How quickly the tides turn.
Yeah, that was a huge push from Gladiators. I mean, they're down 0-3, and then it takes them, what, a minute and a half to find 3 of their own, so well done.
That spark certainly helped get this game up to a 3-3 game. Under 60 to play. LCT will send it towards midfield. Maxu followed up on the extension. But a couple of bad flips, and it's an open net. Gladiators miss the touch, and Pirates punish.
Devastating for Gladiators. You did an awesome job of getting back into this game, and Commutator just trying to manage a challenge, and it ends up slipping right by. Pirates will take a late lead, but considering how this game has gone, I believe Gladiators can find an answer. Certainly shown that they have the ability to.
They're going to need to hold on to possession for a little bit longer as Gladiators try to work from their own counterattack, starting off the back wall. LCT will leave it up to Com. Punches it towards the front of the box, quickly cleared away. Snowy dealing with that pressure and denying the push, but we've seen this before. A great touch, centered around.
Okay.
Still alive. No one else is up, though. It's Maxu falling back into the play. Slowing it at midfield, and another open net again. The sharpshooter at midfield from Skill Steal makes it a 2-goal lead.
Close enough call. I like the idea, Commutator. You got to get aggressive, try and put the pressure on them, and even if you don't make the challenge, you had Maxu behind you, and unfortunately, Maxu just doesn't get the power on the touch that he wanted. Ends up going flat straight into the floor, and Pirates jump all over it, put 5 on the board, and now you're looking down the barrel of elimination here, unless you can pull out a miracle here in 12 seconds.
That's another game in this series where either a missed flip or somewhat of a kind of an own goal hurts them. And it's very frustrating. But Pirates capitalize like they've been doing all series long in this best of 7. And with that, they will have a 3-1 series lead going into potentially the last game.
Wipe the brow a little bit if you're Pirates. You're kind of thinking, whoa. We almost gave that one back the other way. Through the shots from Maxu, 6 and 2 and 2 for LCT and Commutator respectively. Definitely found a way to push back the other way. And now you start to think, okay, now they can at least put that ball on the orange half, keep it there for a little bit, but now the problem becomes, all right, can we find a way to consistently have people in position and ready to follow up on some of those extra challenges we're getting? It's still not quite at the level of consistency that you would hope from Gladiators. Obviously, that's a lot to ask. But at the same time, you can put some really nice shots on target. And if they find themselves in a good enough spot, definitely capable of converting, but it's those open nets and trying to manage and buy a little extra time that's been troublesome for them.
Yeah, and we saw in the Mobile 1 high-performance replay just a couple of times where that back line's open, right? Whether or not it's a misflip, it seemed that whether it was caught in rotation or flipping towards the corner, there were just opportunities that Pirates had. They obviously took advantage of for Gladiators and made their journey back into the game so much more difficult.
And Gladiators have actually elected to take their time out here, so definitely going to take a few moments to talk this one over. I think if there's any time to do it, probably be on the brink of elimination. It's a good enough time for anybody. They consider how they want to handle Pirates. And still, I think the biggest issue from Pirates that they've had to contend with, that physicality over on their own half, which they seem to, I think, have got a handle on here. Even if that last game they give up 5, it was just the matter of, it was 3 so quick that one feels like, okay, if we don't give up 2 or 3 in the first minute, we're in a much better position. So I think they're a little more dialed into all that physical pressure coming their way. Now it's just a matter of, okay, don't let this one get out of hand too early, and we'll find ourselves in a way better spot.
And what's notable is that pressure and that physicality really only starts to pay off if Pirates aren't winning the 50s and winning those challenges. Because once they start winning, all of a sudden it gets more difficult to find those bumps and find those demos, and you're not catching up to that extension downfield. You're not catching up to the clear. It's going to get very, very tough to establish anything offensively.
Timeout win rate for teams here at LANs this season is 59%, so there's at least a slightly better than a coin flip's chance that Gladiators come back here and at least force a Game 6. I'd certainly believe it, considering how this one and the previous game panned out. They've definitely proven they can get themselves back into games. It's not a question of getting back into it. It's can they take the lead early and really put the pressure on Pirates to have to execute and ask them the question of, okay, can you play this game when you're not the one in control of the situation? And if the Gladiators come out, score 1-2 goals, and make Pirates have to make plays, I think that's their best chance.
And when Gladiators have limited the mistakes, they've looked their best. It's just when they get in their own way, it's so difficult. But off the kickoff again, another win for Gladiators. Let's see if they can convert it this time. They will have pressure towards the box. Quick cut in, and Skillsfield can put this one away. He will. 1-0 for Pirates.
LCT was in position of the middle of the box, and he just got a little scared. That pass from Maxiu a little too far, and he was thinking about it the whole way, like, can I really try and press this? Elected to say no, and unfortunately, I think he made the right decision, but in that exact position, it ends up conceding anyway.
And once Pirates caught Gladiators on rotation, how quickly they punched that ball down midfield. They understood the assignment, and they got it done. But it's up to Gladiators again to make a response in this series. Is that right over? It is! It's frustrating, but it's Darth from long range.
And the thing I feared most has happened. You've given up 2 incredibly early. Commentators deep back, too. And that got absolutely pumped from Darth. 67 miles an hour from the other end of the pitch, and Calm tries he might, just too high.
And plus or minus 10 feet, it's the same side of the field. Far back, just throwing it down and hoping you have someone in position. Off the backboard, great shot from LCT.
Capitalization here from Gladiators. Missed execution on the backboard for Darth. Tough ask, to be honest. If you're driving up the wall, that's a lot easier, but if you have to jump up there with the timing and still make the touch, it becomes much more difficult. Probably one of the most difficult plays you have to make on defense, the over-the-shoulder fly up to the backboard to get the clear. And Gladiators with a fake kickoff here to try and get themselves equalized. They just might do it. Maxiu to himself, and he's gonna score the goal. Gladiators say, yeah, you gave up 2 and 30, but we're gonna tie it up before it even hits 4 minutes. Huge shot.
How can you not enjoy this series? The double tap off the backboard and another kickoff win. Gladiators feels like they've had 90% of them in this best of 7.
Executed the fake kickoff to perfection. I mean, LCT turns off it. Commutator sees Maxiu on the side, dumps it out, nails the double tap. What can you ask for? That was gorgeous.
We'll play iso ball now. Snowy, the rebound. We'll miss the extra touch. Now it's a 1v3, slowing it for Commutator. Here comes LCT jumping into the play and taking possession. Conceding back towards the midfield. There's a 50 win, and LCT will keep it high. Maxiu into the opposite corner. Darth playing through the ball. Commutator gets the extension. Another big win. And Pirates slowing defensively. They've done a very good job of dealing with the pressure from Gladiators in this series, but LCT takes it from his own side. Slowing it, backboard. Anyone else around? No.
Gladiators starting to take a bigger bite out of that Pirates boost in their own corner, giving them a few extra chances on the orange side, and now they have to be careful not to allow Pirates the same courtesy on their own, and indeed, they both get caught in their own corners. Snowy just goes right towards the middle, and they're a little too slow.
Darth wins the ball, and Snowy takes advantage. That quick cut into the lane across the middle of the field, so difficult to deal with. But we've seen Gladiators down before. You've seen it in this game.
Yeah. So this situation is definitely familiar.
Thrive on this.
They got them right where they want them, Spaceman. Down one with a lot of time. That's when Gladiators have definitely looked their best in terms of pressing on the offensive side of things. As Darth again going to steal that corner boost on the Gladiators side, and this is not the first time we've seen this particular situation throughout the series either. Everyone comes up empty on the Pirates, thrown off by nobody making contact in front of the blue net. Now the physicality, the boost steals, this feels very reminiscent of Game 2 when Pirates really started to lock down.
And when the ball starts getting caught in traffic, I think the last thing you want is for Pirates to have space on the side wall. This is centered up nicely. LCT
nice.
Stalling, but a big double commit blocks this one away. It keeps the lead for Pirates. How long, though? Maxu flipped it towards the front of the box. And now you have numbers up. If you're Gladiators, can they maintain that pressure? No. Counterattack begins, and Pirates are back into the swing.
Thought for sure LCT putting that off the backboard again would have enough of a timing mismatch and almost gets the dunk, but he runs out of boost, can't make the adjustment. Skill Steal's able to dodge a demo and make a save as well. Gladiators pressing.
I love these challenges into the offensive third, close on the goal line from Gladiators. They're trying to catch a defender from Pirates low on the ball. Potential dunk down. Just looking for the conversion. The rates have been there. Maxu will have boost, but Snowy 1v2s. He just 1v2s his way through. Darth towards the top of the box. Maxu can't find the angle. LCT through the corner. Trying to get back to midfield if you're Gladiators. Maybe keep this one on the ground. Snowy will do just that.
Huge save from Commutator to keep this one within one pass across, and thankfully Snowy doesn't quite have it. Skill Steal gets blocked out by Commutator again. Decent enough pinch over onto the orange side. Some breathing room for Gladiators here.
It's popped high, though. You can start to feel the pressure mounting for Gladiators. Something is cooking.
Ooh, okay.
They have to be careful. This is alive. Not much happening through the corner. Both teams are vying for possession.
Awkward.
This should be saved. It will be. Com, though, could make the read here. Keeps it on the ground. Bounces it towards the corner. Following up as well. And Maxu was looking for a pass, but I think everybody kind of split off the play. Instead, we just kind of fall back to whoever gets possession first.
You can see Pirates here when they're on their own half. If no one's in position really and the ball's coming at them, they're just like, yep, smash it as hard as I can. Try and waste as much time off the clock as possible. Trying to just force Gladiators to cover as much ground, as that's a big demo and trying to slow the play down, but he mis-executes the pass into the middle. That one could have put this one out of reach.
Hold on, they're upfield though. Maxu can make this touch. He can make that read, but he just has to let it fall through. It's great patience all around, and with 41 seconds, it's a tie ball game.
You love the call from LCT. I think he said, leave it, it's in. And a huge bar down and in. Gladiators find an equalizer. Still alive, they just don't go away.
Comes down to this kickoff with a lot of time, but LCT trying to funnel on into the ball. Maxu could take it off the sidewall, and he will. Do we get the read here? Yes, Commutator from the elbow. Second touch there. Follow-up just barely misses, and Skill Steal will get that boost. He has Darth ready, but misses the extension, and this should be possession for Gladiators at midfield.
Oh, Maxu, another little musty, and he's through everyone. LCT is throwing everybody's timing off. Maxu gets blocked out on the goal line. Skill Steal with a nice block, and Gladiators seeing if they'll get the last chance in regulation.
All it takes is one swing. LCT on target. Oh, it floats through! It just floats through! LCT grabs the lead!
Commutator managing the challenge game wonderfully in the corner, working Darth, forcing him to make a play, and LCT, the thinnest of lines towards the back post, and he will squeeze one by. Pirates, can you find an answer in 6 seconds, or are we going to 6?
How do they do this time and time again? There's a bump, and that might have cleared the kickoff and killed it right where it stands. You got to keep it high. Snowy.
Oh, he's
it's
through.
The box.
What?
Oh, what is that? From Darth! He's back. Tie game.
You must be joking, Snowy. Oh, Commutator, he saw the pass coming. It was just a matter of can you predict the line perfectly? And somehow, the pass gets right by him and a bullet to the top of the net. You've arrived in overtime out of nowhere and what you thought was a surefire win.
If you're Gladiators, you can't afford to make a small mistake. They've been their own biggest enemy in this series. Skill Steal, looking for Darth. But a big punch out in the clear. Gladiators can breathe for the moment.
Gladiators seeing if that kickoff pressure that they've had is going to net them something. I think everything is finally stabilized here in overtime, and a much-needed breath of air for everybody. LCT thankfully had Commutator above him. I didn't see him for a second. I got worried.
That's a great challenge off the backboard as well. It quickly gets the ball back out to midfield, but Darth, the pre-jump. Oh, it's right on target. Oh, Pirates setting up something so desperately downfield. And the ankle was great. They just couldn't find the finishing blow. But Gladiators have been putting a lot of power behind these clears now. Commutator circling at midfield. There's boost certainly here. How long will it last? The pressure mounting, LCT funneling through. Numbers now up. Gladiators have a chance.
The pace is ramped up as well. The way this one's playing out, off the bar and out. Commutator trying to jam it home, and Skill Steal is able to get it out to safety. Maxiu to delay back the other way.
There's a bump in the net. That's a huge clear by Maxiu. He's gonna give it to LCT.
Okay.
It's a one-on-one right in the front of the box.
Calm.
Here comes Commutator. Two players hitting. They should be able to save this. They will. That double commit pays off. But do they have enough boost right now? Skill Steal really the only one. And now is the time for Pirates.
Oh no.
Slow it down.
So he ran out of boost here. He's just gonna try and do his best. And actually it's through everybody. Maxiu, can you get this one into the middle?
There's only one playing off the side wall. Darth to Snowy. He's denied challenges. Now the 50's going the way of the Gladiators. Open net. Double tap stop. Snowy gets a hand up just in time. Will deny it, avoiding the bump from LCT. But possession still here for Darth. He circles it through the corner.
Nice.
Not a lot of boost. And now what do? You're taking these one-on-ones, and you're going to have to keep it low to the ground, Chiefs.
LCT, what a masterclass. Had to dodge demo, had to give up a lot of boost, and still able to worm his way through the oncoming attackers and get the ball out to the orange half. Huge play from LCT on defense.
Great cut around. Commutator trying to slow the play, but Skill Steal at the midfield line's been so crucial in this series. And Maxiu, with very little boost, recovers nicely, but not enough to continue the play. A redirect. Commutator dangerously catches it off the hood and sends it to the adjacent corner. A little bit scared for a moment, but they handle it regardless. Extra challenges from Pirates. Now jumping the gun. Be careful here, recovering through your own side of the field.
All right, don't panic. You've got this. See, they're fine. They had that all the way.
Oh, good.
The problem is not the transition boost for Gladiators. Whoever ends up with the possession has generally not had a lot to really work with. As Maxiu and Darth can try and vie for position on the wall towards the net. Great save from Snowy.
Second pinch as well. These rebounds go in the way of Gladiators. Pirates do escape, but LCT cuts it quickly. The only one around is Skill Steal. Here comes Maxiu, and I think he might have grabbed boost. No, Skill Steal will get the corner. He could continue this play from the side wall. He'll keep it high, using the stealing. Snowy towards the front of the box, quickly saved a demo. And now LCT following up as a lead blocker. It's quickly dealt with, Darth cutting it down. Now we're going back to these one-on-one games. The mind games for Gladiators and Pirates really coming out in full force.
Nice misdirection from Skill Steal. Felt LCT coming, the physicality! The bread and butter is what's gonna close it out. The shot to the back post. LCT not able to connect on a challenge, and Pirates up the field quickly, find a huge bump, and close it out. And you thought for sure Gladiators are gonna win that one, but it was not to be.
From 0-8 to a series win in the best of 7. They keep their run alive here at the wild card. And for Gladiators, tough situations all around coming into the event, but regardless, they had some impressive performances, some good stretches. They do fall short here, and we will see them next year.
Could have been something special. A lot of great games, and there you see Commutator. Stepped up to the plate when he had to. Performed admirably for what was been asked of him. But unfortunately, Gladiators do have to make their exit here. Wonderful showing, though. And Pirates will continue the run, moving in to the 1-2 round.
Gladiators dealt with the cards that they were given. They made the most of it. Fortunately, they run into some stiffer competition, and Pirates were able to put everything together. But that series between these two teams was as close as I think we would have wanted, really. I mean, other than a Game 7, it was back and forth, both teams positives, negatives at times, but in the end, Pirates just had the recipe.
Yeah, I learned if I play the Orlando Pirates going forward, don't leave your backboard open. My goodness, open backboard, you know it's going to get smashed off there. Here comes one guy trying to demo you and put you under a lot of pressure on defense, so that is definitely what got them through a healthy chunk of their offensive conversions.
And through the third goal in Game 5, it was Snowy with 79% goal participation. Just 1% down from his standard at 80.
Oh,
so clearly he's falling off. I mean, clearly that's what it means. But, I mean, that kind of consistency from Snowy, I think, was a huge portion of why this team did so well in this series.
Well, a lot of people had the expectation of Snowy coming up here and performing well in this series. Certainly did so. You can't fault the 79%. And well played to Orlando Pirates. I'm more curious to see who they play in the 1 and 2 round, because they had to work for this one. Yes, it went 4-1, but at the same time, I mean, no free wins.
It felt like there were times where it's like, oh, this is going to be an easier win, and then all of a sudden, the roar back from Gladiators, and it was very, very difficult. But a win is a win nonetheless. I think you're absolutely right, though. They're going to have to work for some of their extra wins down the road. Regardless, though, we have an interview on the stage with Pirates, and it's Shogun. Take it away.
Thank you very much there, lads. I am here with Snowy of the Orlando Pirates. Snowy, congratulations on your win. Talk us through that overtime and sort of the communication as well as what led to that goal.
It was not a great overtime. We threw the lead to be there in the first place. And there was a lot of sketchy moments in that overtime, and we were just, you know, we had a lot of chances to score on the counter, and we were just kind of like screaming, you know, it's open, like, you know, take the shot. And eventually there was a beat on the left side and left a lot of space. And Skill, you know, hit the hook shot, and Darth got the bump, and that was it.
So let's talk about your experience in general coming into this event. You're representing SSA, first time that we have an SSA at an RLCS event. How has this sort of been for you? Scrims, the journey over, just the general experience. How have you enjoyed it?
It's been amazing so far. It's really fantastic to finally be here at a World Championship, representing South Africa for the first time. And yeah, the games have been enjoyable. It's nice to finally play, you know, the real top teams in an equal setting. And yeah, I mean, it's just amazing. This is the moment we've been waiting for all this.
Well, let's talk about SSA as a region as well, because you are effectively the flag bearers for them at this event. You are the ones that everybody is now going to aspire to be moving forward. Do you have words for your region?
Yeah, absolutely. To every player and supporter back home, never give up. You know, keep this going. This is just the start. In a few years' time, SSA is going to be on top. Mark my words.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Snowy! When we come back, it will be Semper taking on